I spent 6 months grinding in Vietnam, pumped in over $1 million, improved the living standards of countless local farmers, and walked away tens of thousands in debt. Hey guys, it's Rich and Free, and welcome to the episode of 1000 Paths to Go Broke. Today we're not talking about opening a store. Instead, we're diving into a next-level financial disaster: how to go bankrupt opening a factory in Vietnam. If you're thinking of investing in Vietnam, dreaming of hitting it big overnight, trust me, you need to hear this, or you'll step on all the landmines waiting for you. Meet Jack, the man with a dream and no money left. Jack and his dad had been doing business in China for many years. But as competition in China got brutal, especially with rising production costs, Jack decided to chase new opportunities in Vietnam. His dad had already tried his luck there back in 2021, partnering with someone to open a timber factory in central Vietnam. But their personalities clashed hard, and within a year, the partnership imploded. Jack, however, was convinced that his dad just wasn't cut out for it. He was different. He could make it work. The 4 genius reasons Jack thought this would work. Vietnam's central region is packed with rubber trees, perfect for making plywood. Meanwhile, developed countries struggle to get their hands on quality wood due to strict environmental policies. Vietnam? Cheap and abundant. The total cost of timber production in Vietnam, including labor and transport, was around $150 per cubic meter. In China, a whopping $300 per cubic meter. That's a whole 100% profit margin to tap into. Jack's dad couldn't work with Kevin, but Jack figured he could. Keep Kevin happy and smooth sailing ahead, right? His dad already had export connections, so the business model was simple. Set up the factory, process the timber, and rake in the cash like an ATM. With that logic in mind, in September 2023, Jack packed his bags and brought along Sven, a guy from the construction industry, to check out Vietnam and get the factory rolling. The great $5,000 disappearance. Partnership ends before it begins. While setting things up, Sven exchanged $50,000 into Vietnamese dong, turning it into 1.276 billion dong. Yes, billion with a B. Since Vietnamese customs have strict cash limits, he split the money with Jack to get through security smoothly. Once they arrived at their hotel, Sven started counting and, surprise, he was short 25 million dong, about $1,000. Instead of considering he might have miscounted, he immediately assumed Jack stole it and started gaslighting him hard. Jack, furious, dumped out his entire suitcase, and guess what? The missing money was right there. Cue awkward silence, but here's the real kicker. They still decided to do business together. Folks, if you get a gut feeling that someone is an idiot, chances are they are an idiot. You're not going to change your mind on the second look. Of course, things didn't last long. Sven had already labeled Jack a thief in his mind, so he bailed at the first excuse he could find. Factory time, a masterclass in stepping on every landmine possible. Even though Sven pieced out, Jack was still full of confidence. He headed to Dong Hoi in Quang Binh province, the same place his dad had worked, where the timber was cheap and labor was even cheaper. That's when he met a local business consultant who told him, "This massive factory? Only $500 a month in rent. If you don't take it, someone else will tomorrow." Jack panicked and locked it in for an entire year on the spot. Then through his dad, he met a businessman known as the King of BS. This guy loved Jack's business plan and immediately jumped on board. "If we're doing this, we're doing it big. One set of equipment isn't enough. Let's get 4. Each set, $100,000. 4 sets, $400,000. Jack only had $400,000 total. But the King of BS quickly assured him, "I'll throw in $600,000 myself, but we're still 50 partners." Jack thought he struck gold and shook hands immediately. They ordered 4 machines from China, had 2 engineers come set them up, and once they left, Jack realized he had no idea how to operate them. He had to call the engineers back for remote troubleshooting and spent 3 months just figuring out how to turn a profit. Disaster strikes, labor wars, broken machines, and power outages. Family-owned workforce drama. Workers were all from the same family, if someone got married. Factory closed for the day. Hired workers from a neighboring village. Turned into a full-on village feud. Machines broke down non-stop. Fix machine A, machine B breaks down. Fix B, machine C explodes. Endless cycle. Power grid was a joke. Power was so unstable that they were lucky to operate 10 days a month. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, the final blows. Raw material crisis, logistics nightmare, and the great escape. Jack managed to secure 5,000 square meters of timber from a local supplier on one condition: you must cut it all down within a month. No choice, Jack signed, but reality slapped him in the face again. Wood rot and cracks. Vietnam's extreme weather wrecked the timber before it could even be processed. Workers delayed everything. Too hot? Let's wait till sunset. Then rain hit. then more delays. Quality control was a joke. Industry standard was 80% usable wood. Jack's factory, 40%. His profits got cut in half overnight. And for the final KO punch, logistics costs blew up. Wood warped and couldn't be stacked properly. Where competitors fit 1,600 bundles in a container, Jack barely squeezed in 1,000. Extra shipping costs buried him. Partners vanished. The king of BS suddenly became too sick to show up. The money was gone. By November of year 2, Jack was broke. The factory had lost $300,000. He sold off the machines to cut his losses, but got scammed. The machines literally disappeared. Gone. Forever. So, is Vietnam a good place to open a factory? Here's the cold truth. In any developing country, the Wild West business environment, cutthroat local politics, and lack of legal protections make it way riskier than established markets. At least in mature economies, people follow rules. If you still want to try your luck, read Asian Godfathers. It breaks down the business scene, family empires, and political connections in Southeast Asia. Hope you learned something before you lose your pants. All right, if you like the episode of 1,000 Paths to Go Broke, hit that subscribe button. And if you've ever been destroyed by a business, drop you comments. See you next time.